going on, family? Welcome to Lapeef-ING Sunday. Let me introduce the crew. We got Chanel, Trigger Mike, Siobhan, West, Hink, Toya. Me, myself, I'm Lapeef JR. Welcome to Lapeef-ING Sunday. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Happy Sunday. Doing good.
Wow. What up?
Good Sunday, good black people.
Yes.
It is a good Sunday. And I don't know about them Bears. And I don't want to hear no shit, Quest.
You ain't lying. The way JR, the way they cheated over Atlanta. Talk about a rough and a passer. We can't get a call like that.
Man, I just might as well just I'm a Bears fan, but I also live in reality. It's not gonna happen this season, man. I don't know. I haven't checked all the other teams' records, but the way it's looking, it might be a hard hole to climb up out of at this point. Would you say the same thing, Hank?
JR, I'm gonna turn the page. I'm getting ready for the draft. Hoping we get a receiver, so they can actually catch the ball.
Yeah, I'm over there saying Quest pretty quiet too, man. Huh? I guess Tampa not doing nothing either.
No, we straight. We all right. We all right. It's still early. Just remember a couple years ago when we won the Super Bowl, we lost like 5 games in the beginning of the season. So we Gucci.
Well,
Let's feet up underneath them all the way. We're gonna start airing y'all ass out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could go on a run like that, JR. I mean, damn.
Yeah, no. I mean, the way he made it sound, shit, anything's possible, right?
You ain't never lying.
Okay, well, fuck it, man. Let's turn the page back. Bear down, bear down.
I'm gonna hold that hope, JR.
I mean, y'all got problems, but it's still kind of early.
Watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth. I can't take that from you, Quest.
What's up, Trigger Mike Black Panther? What's going on, baby? Don't calm down now. What's up, my boy? Oh, shit. He at his parents' house. He got that shitty internet over there, bro.
See.
Hell no, Mike. We can't hear you, dog.
Hey, you know that picture's from the 70s, Quest, so you know he's over at his folks' house.
I know it. He got for homecoming and shit.
Hold on. Let me see if I can turn the stream down. Let me see if that'll help, man. Cause
my boy Trigger Mike over there with that auntie internet.
Not auntie.
For real.
Hey, Quest, he got that hamster wheel.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't do him that because y'all know my internet shows out.
Yeah.
You got 30 minutes before start.
Yeah, like
I said he was gonna talk to your husband about getting some higher gigs. I mean, some higher speed, faster speeds over there.
Yeah. I'm about to put that on my pad right now to make sure that happens.
But when I contacted them and they say that we have supposedly the highest one.
Who's y'all provider out there?
I need to know what that number is because certain areas. Well, you say AT&T? Okay, is it fiber?
Yeah, the fiber. What is that? Like fiber optic?
Fiber optic cable. So it's like the AT&T run fiber cable through your community, basically.
Yes.
Okay, they did. Okay, so
I don't know, y'all. I mean, like I told y'all,
sound about right, huh? You said fiber. Oh yeah. You might have seen the commercial or something like that, but not quite sure if you got fiber. But
don't do me that, JR. You know what?
You might be plugged into the phone.
Hey, can I plug real quick the Fight Right Foundation?
Yeah,
yeah. So I know it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So some of y'all may have seen on my IG page that I was out doing a cancer walk with the Fight Right Foundation. Man, if y'all could, man, go check out the Fight Right Foundation on their Instagram page, and go check them out, man. The lady who started, the woman who started it. She's a wife and she's a mother. She just beat cancer. Her name is Vondelin Wright. I want to give a special shout out to Vondelin Wright, man. She beat cancer. Big salute to her, man. She got a chance to ring her bell. She has a documentary that's gonna come out or whatever. But the thing that moved me the most about her story is that she remained being a wife and a mother to her family, man. She was strong. So when we have conversations about, strong Black woman, blah, 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 that's a strong Black woman, right? Even through the fight of her life, she still remained firm in her duties as a wife and remain firm as her duties as a mother, raising 3 black men, 3 black boys, you know what I'm saying? Black young men. So that's what I find to be a strong black woman, man. So special shout out to her, man. Please go to Fight Right Foundation, man, and donate. Yeah. Excellent story behind her. So yeah.
Hey, you know what, Questy, if you want, you can put the link in the back chat, and I'll go ahead and pin it to the top.
Okay. Yeah, no, that'll be dope, man. Let me get the link.
Yeah, and while Quest is getting that link together, make sure we hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men. That link is in the description, 30% off along with a free gift. And Teej got all type of products, lip balm, bar soap. They even got a bar soap that's a scrub for the body. So you got to be careful around certain areas, but go ahead and check them out, man. Got a lot of good products. So shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley. Let me see who we got in the chat. I see Green Gang is in there. Mr. BX87, Tan, Ed Hill. Let me see. Got Ed Hill. What's going on, Andrea? Welcome to the show. Let's see, DYT. Shout out all the Green Gang that's in the chat right now. I try to make sure I give you guys a special salute because you guys show up and show out in the chat all the time. You guys are members, man, so we got to acknowledge our members. I don't know about Bruiser, man. He's in the chat right now. He's not a member, so Bruiser, I'm going to need you to get your membership, brother. It says, correction, there's no such thing as a woman who recognizes a good man. That's Bruiser for you. That's Bruiser for you. Mic check, Andrea.
Mic check. Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Hey, happy Sunday. How you doing? I don't know how you can look down. That's kind of like crazy position we're looking at the entire time.
You said I can look down because I'm like confused. My head turned left, right. It's like
No, I was saying you got the phone sitting down. What happened to Mike?
Oh,
Mike,
you know what? Did it go out?
No,
I have it sitting on this little thingy because I was trying to think where in my house should I set up because I wasn't prepared, but I'm getting it together. So
okay.
I'm in bed. Okay. Hey, my boo, Siobhan. Hey, girl. Hey, Toya.
Hey, Cousin.
Hey, Chanel. Hey, y'all.
Okay, you bring the Sunday energy. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I'm gonna try to check my mic right quick. I don't know what's going on with Mike, man. But you guys' weekend was okay. I know we still in it, but everything was good. Anybody do anything special?
I cooked yesterday.
It was nice.
My son had a couple college visits, so it was all good. Went to homecoming for Kentucky State University, so went out there. Now we're waiting on the offer. So yeah, it's been a good weekend for us.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Siobhan? So you're nodding your head. Any special plans you do this weekend?
Yeah, I had a little date.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Tell us about that.
No, it was fun. I had a really good time.
That's good.
Did you break him off?
Did I break him? Oh my God. That's Thursday energy.
Where'd y'all go to eat at? I'm playing.
Look, I was super innocent.
I know. It's hard. Where'd y'all go out at?
It was in the house, so I cooked and yeah.
Oh, okay.
You trying to get wiped up? You trying to get wiped up, Chanel? Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. You will never stop cooking. You will never stop cooking.
What was your go-to meal?
I made collard greens. I made macaroni, and I made a bison ribeye.
Oh, you like him?
Yes. She trying to get a husband, ain't she?
You like him?
Yes.
Yeah. Stepdaddy season's in full effect. I see.
Hey, I think you're right. I think it is stepdaddy season. I think you're right, bro. You went on a little date, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go on and talk about the nigga. You know what I'm saying? What? Yeah. Is this Michael B. Jordan? Who is this?
Is this the first date y'all went on?
Michael B. Jordan. No, it's not Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Oh, Is this your first date y'all went over?
Let's hit the measurements. Come on now. Well, my dog tall, short, dark, light. You know what I mean? What it paycheck looking like? Call it out, bro. What's up?
Tall. Yeah. Very tall.
Wait, what? Say what now?
I said he is very tall.
You turn my volume up. I don't think I was hearing you.
But wait, what's very tall? Like 6 feet, 6'2", 6'4", 6'9"?
He's over 6'2". Yeah. 6'2".
Okay. Yeah. What is brains talking about? Because honestly, I was talking shit, but that don't mean a goddamn thing to me. What is his brains talking about, Siobhan?
Y'all put me on the spot.
What is intriguing you about this guy?
Everything.
Come on, keep going. Come on, spill it, Siobhan. Keep talking. We need
more. I mean, honestly, we just have really good conversations. Like we don't agree about everything, but I'm able to, express myself and still have a decent conversation, even though we don't agree at all times. He's very kind. He's very sweet. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I've dealt with somebody that was that kind to me.
How old is he? And then what's his plan? You don't have to go. So all right. So you don't have to go into. You don't have to go into.
You know what?
Hold on.
He's listening, ain't he?
I ain't trying to scare you off. What I'm saying is, does he have a plan? Do you know it? You don't have to go into details of what his plan is, but does he have a plan?
Yeah, he does.
How about
we talk about that. We do talk about that, and he's very adamant about certain things and making sure that things are aligning the way that they need to.
Okay.
Is he older than you or younger?
He's older than me.
How much older? We're not gonna know who it is, Siobhan. I'm telling you right now. We're not gonna know who it is.
He's over 10 years older than me.
Oh shit!
What I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, daddy. Yeah, big daddy. Okay. Yeah.
So how'd you
meet? Siobhan, how old are you? Are you 40 yet?
No, I just turned 30.
Girl, he's 40. I'm 44. I just made 44. You act like you with some old ass man. Okay, I'm getting at 50.
He's an OG, baby. He's an OG.
No, that nigga still young.
You look good for 44, girl.
Girl. I would hope 44-year-old women look good. I don't know what they're supposed to look like. I'm just saying. But 40, I'm gonna tell you.
Look good for 44.
Thank you, boo. Thank you. I'm going to say him being 40 and you being 30 is a good thing because he's just coming into his own. Just now, like, girl, if you was 40 and he was 50, that would be great. But y'all can grow together at 30 and 40.
Yes.
You know.
Look, when I married my husband, I was 27 and he was 36.
Yes.
So
the
age difference is sometimes it's good. A lot of women don't like to, deal with, and I know we probably taking all the JR time, but we just happy for Siobhan and we got questions.
Yes.
I'm happy.
Are you what he needs you to be, Siobhan?
Oh. I could be whatever he needs, okay?
Oh, snap.
Damn, I know that's right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
This made my day.
Full effect, baby.
Does he have kids? How many?
A couple.
A couple.
Do he got a couple of baby mamas or just one?
One.
Okay.
Right.
So he got multiple kids by one baby mama?
Has he ever been married?
That's what I was about.
Okay.
You don't need it.
No. Sorry, no.
Let's get a little, the seat's getting a little hot. I understand. We're gonna stand.
He said she had to drink some water.
I think this is the first time Siobhan been this quiet. I think this is the first time Siobhan been this quiet. Like she just blushing. All we see is
blushing. That's all she's doing.
She's resting in her femininity now. So
how old is that youngest kid? How old is the youngest, Siobhan?
Can we start?
Siobhan, if you tell me that the youngest child is under the age of 1, Okay,
we're not that. Yeah.
Just checking.
Don't discourage her. Don't discourage her, Quest. She's loving the moment right now.
All right. With that being said, you guys just tuning in. Welcome to LAPEEF-ING Sundays. Make sure you like it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Again, shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley, Filler Teej, Uncomplicated Skincare for Men, 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. I did post that link. I pinned it to the top of the chat, Quest. What's going on, baby Quest? So for the people that are just tuning in right now, do you want to carefully explain to them what that link is that I pinned to the top of the chat, Quest? Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to be careful because he was over here making a bunch of noise. So yeah, the link that JR posted to the top of the chat is to the Instagram page of the Fight Right Foundation, right? Baby Quest kind of covering up my shirt, which you'll see in a second. The Fight Right Foundation was started by Dr. Vondelin Wright. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a business owner, so on and so forth. She's not just a wife; she's an excellent wife, right? I'm close with her and her husband, and she started this foundation because she was fighting. She had the fight of her life of cancer, breast cancer. She had a double. I think the proper word is mastectomy. Am I saying that right? She had a double mastectomy. She beat cancer, and all while still standing firm in her duties as a wife and still standing firm in her duties as a mother. This is the true definition of what a strong Black woman is to me, right? Being able to do that. So I salute her every time I see her, and I sing her praises even here on the Lapeef Network, right? So if y'all could, I would really appreciate this. Go check out, click the link to the Fight Right Foundation, to her Instagram. And if you're up for it, click the link in our bio and then go ahead and donate to the foundation, man. I would really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Vondelin Wright and her family and to the Fight Right Foundation. Thank you, JR, for that.
All right, no problem. I just dropped the link a bunch of times again, and it's also pinned to the top of the chat. So let's make sure we take the opportunity throughout the broadcast, while you're still listening, of course, to donate something. He said, just go to the Instagram page, click the link that's in the bio, and it should take you directly there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type it in the chat. I'll make sure I monitor to make sure Quest is able to get you guys that information. With that being said, salute to her. And let's get the show started. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. First, let me ask you guys this. Do you think women want to be put in their place? Do you think women want to be put in a place?
Sometimes.
No.
No.
I think a lot of times it depends on the woman. I mean, if a woman is dealing with a man that is just like, I don't want to say timid, but just a man where a woman could just do what she want, right? Like I think that's like if I like, let's just say I have on something, which I mean, I'm not like a person that dressed provocatively, provocative or nothing, but let's just say I had on something and my husband told me, you need to take that off. Like that wouldn't bother me. Like I'm happy to hear that he can voice and tell me how he feel about something, for me to, to check it. So I don't think women should feel like when their man is talking to them about something like he's belittling them, like treating them like a child. But I think I don't like a yes man. So that's why I say maybe it just depends on each woman. I don't like a yes man. I don't want to feel like my man is just going to agree with everything I say. If he needs to tell me something, like I'm going to listen to what he's saying and move accordingly. I find that that's leadership. That's him being the head of the house. I mean, that's how I look at it.
All right, that's a couple of people. Like Logic said, no, a woman doesn't want to be put in a place. Raina says nope. Somebody say yes and yes. Where is that at? Isaiah says yes and yes. Yeah, I see you scam likely, Green Gang. So chat.
Hey, why don't we ask the women in the panel?
Yeah,
women, ladies in the panel, if you want to be put in your place and you want to be, you want a man to, how'd you phrase the question, JR? Does a woman want to be?
So right now, women, do you want to be put in your place by a man?
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if that's what you want. If that's what you desire, put a 1 in the chat.
All right, there we go.
So, personally, I feel that I would like a strong man to be assertive, and I can just live in my femininity, be a woman, be a lady, be a wife, be a girlfriend, whatever it is. And I've had to deal with men trying to put me in my place for a long time, because it's like, she's strong, let me break her down. I'm strong, but I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm strong, but I ain't a hoe. I'm strong, but I ain't going to cuss you out. You know, I'm strong, but I'm not going to do all of those like strong Black women things. You know, no, I can be submissive. You can pay my bills. You can take care of me. You can, if you don't like what I wear, because I do dress very provocative. Let me tell you something. Toya, baby, I'm covered up right now. Do you understand? Like this is the most covered I will be. I dress like a hooker and I post naked pictures online. I do.
Bruh.
I do. I mean,
hold on. You said you dress like a hooker and you post naked pictures online?
Do y'all follow me on Instagram? Do y'all follow me?
I think I follow you, but I don't think your pictures will never pop up on mine.
Okay. So when I say naked, I'm very classy. But you're gonna see, I'm very provocative. Some men can't take that. Some men will be like, no, if we're together. I was just talking to this guy just randomly out, and he was like, yeah, I seen your picture. You know, I would never let my woman post pictures like that. Well, luckily I ain't your woman. You know what I'm saying? So if it's being put in my place where I get to water myself down, then no. But if it's, a man ain't gonna have to put me in my place. I keep dealing with men who trying to put me in my place, but you really don't have to. All you have to do is just let me be, and let me just flourish like a butterfly, and I will be just fine. You gonna eat, I cook, I clean, I suck dick. Quest, you got your headphones in, like the baby can't hear me, right? Okay. I will corrupt your baby, all right?
Oh, wow.
So saying all that to say, just let me be. Instead of trying to control me, just let me be.
Oh, hell.
Do you look at, like, okay, so once you get with a guy, right? Do you look at it as him trying to control you? If he says, like, you know, like, say y'all met, right? And you, like you say, you like to dress provocative. So when he met you, he knew that, okay? But let's say as time passed in the relationship, his feelings for you start becoming stronger, and now he's starting to feel some type of way about you posting certain things or dressing.
It's over. It's over. That's how I eat. That's how I pay my bills. It's over. I don't change. I can't. I'm not gonna change your career. You ain't gonna change mine. I am me. I am the oh so fuzzy brand. Everything that encompasses that: cleaning, modeling, acting, hosting. I'm an artist. I just do everything. Everything under that brand. If you try to water it down, we over. We over. The guy that I've been dating hasn't tried to do that. He can't. He's short and fat and damn near ugly. So he lucky to be with me.
I have a question, Andrea.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all caught me the right time today. Okay.
I have a question for you, Andrea.
Yes.
If you meet a man that you find in your own way perfect, and he asks you to not do that anymore, would you do that for him?
Girl, when I find him, I'll let you know, because I ain't been in that situation. I've been in some downright disrespectful, bogus situations.
Wait.
I ain't found them yet. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Last time we saw you, Fuzzy, you was riding the passenger seat of a fucking semi.
Yes.
In the 18-wheeler.
Yes.
What happened to that? What's going on, Fuzzy? You like a completely different person.
Quest, you talk too much. See, I already that man talk too much. I'm tired of y'all men talking so much. Y'all gotta start learning to fucking listen. Listen to what I'm saying. Thank you, Quest. Do the baby hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. I'm trying to figure out.
I gotta go because I cannot talk candidly.
I'm not
I
understanding.
can't talk candidly if the baby can hear me now.
Yes, you can speak candidly. He's a human being, and he's gonna hear people talk in the world. Say, I'm a human being. Right.
I'm about to. The baby about to start cursing because of Auntie Fuzzy.
I'm trying to understand why I talk so much.
I came because you everybody knows you talk a lot, Quest. We can put a 1 in the chat if Quest talk a lot. Thank you. Everybody gonna put 1. So the reason why I'm home is because I had stuff to do. My son's homecoming I can't be in Houston on the road in the middle of nowhere. My son's homecoming is next week. I'm gonna be there for a week. I had stuff to do. Like I was on the road for 6 months. I had to come home. So I plan to go back in December because I'm really booked up at home to be in. Because I literally stopped everything I was doing to be on the road, y'all.
I think you missed my point. You missed my point, Fuzzy. My point isn't why you're literally not physically riding in the truck, darling. My question is the attitude that you had when you were in the truck and you were sitting next to him and we were having these conversations when you were on the panel a couple months ago. It seems completely.
Oh no, I'm still the same.
Right,
he knows. Baby. This is what you get. It's what you get with him too. I'm a very submissive woman. He knows that. I'm submissive to him. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's the same. But yeah, it's the same. I'm the same person. So I'm confused on what you're saying.
Hey, I think what it is, Quest, the man's okay with what she do. That's just what it is. Yeah. He's okay with what she do. And now, if she found a man that's okay with how the lifestyle she want to live, then that's on him. And if they okay with it, hey, congratulations.
Yeah, we still together.
But a man he couldn't have his shit. Fuzzy got to come all the way down. I'm going to have to put some clothes on Fuzzy.
No, baby. No, baby.
Yeah, I can't have Fuzzy showing my goodness.
Hank, you follow me, right?
I got you, baby.
I'm talking about you follow me on Instagram.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you.
Quest, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't want to.
But he's good with it. And
it's all right. You sound like a terrorist right now, but you're good though. You got a man that want to terrorist. You straight.
You sound like I sound like a what?
Terrorist.
A terrorist.
Yes, but
we gotta wait. Wait a minute. We got a house in Houston, and we still got our place here. He don't pay my bills. I pay the rent in Chicago. Okay, I take care of things. I was just y'all see. I was on that truck. Not only was I on the truck, I'm strapping down loads. I'm going hard, going in like. You know what I'm saying? That's not a terrorist. That's an amazingly submissive, respectable woman.
Disrespectfully, Fuzzy, I think you have a skewed opinion on what submission means. Nothing you just said has anything to do with submission in the true marital sense. And I just have a question for you. Do you want to be married one day, or have you been married before?
I've never been married, but I do want to be married, yes.
Okay, so I'll just say this. I don't know the gentleman that everybody's talking about. Everybody seems to have more knowledge on the matter than I, but I'm with Hank. Okay, so the behavior and who you naturally are would absolutely need to be checked on down. When we're talking about people who want wives,
y'all be with women. Y'all be with women who don't cook, clean, who barely wash their cooch and dress covered up. But I dress provocative, but I do everything. So my dress is a problem, but I do everything like I'm amazing.
Well, no, I don't have no problem with what you. When you sit there and said, Fuzzy, when you sit there and said naked now.
I'm not. When I say naked, I'm not naked. Look at my pictures, y'all.
I know.
Look at my pictures. I'm classy.
I know what you meant.
I'm very classy. I have a 23-year-old son.
I think, but when you said it, that's what threw people off.
I'm sorry. You said naked. Not naked.
I'm like, I'm not on OnlyFans. I'm waiting on the naked pictures.
I'm not naked.
I think everybody in the chat was waiting on the naked pictures.
Y'all follow my Instagram. Follow my Instagram.
I follow Fuzzy on Instagram.
So I'm okay, right?
Well,
respectfully,
I mean, since we're gonna talk about it, now, okay. I'm a very conservative person. Okay.
Yes.
So I was like that before meeting my husband.
Yes.
So when I hear women say, "Oh, when I was single, I dressed like the way I dress now is the way I dressed when I was single." I never showed my body. That's just how I am. Okay. Now, are there men out there that have no problem with being with women the way you dress? There are. The things that you may post and the things that you may wear don't align with me. We're different though, okay? Now, all I'm saying is, to me, the way a woman puts herself out there is pretty much going to determine the amount of respect that she gets. And the way she's going to be viewed, because as a woman, when people don't know us, they go by, majority of the time, the first time is when they see us. And then secondly, once we open our mouth and start talking. So, I mean, the way I was raised, I never saw my mom show her body. I never put my body on show or display. If you're with a man and he has no issues with that, I mean, to each his own. That's not how I'm going to raise my daughter. I do not, in my heart's of hearts, I do not like to see women showing themselves. I don't. Okay, that's my personal opinion.
Well, Toya, you better unfollow me because I'm about to hit their ass over the head, girl. About to go crazy. Okay.
Hit him over the head and do what? I'm not understanding.
What? You're not understanding the question.
I understand, Fuzzy. You saying hit him over the head, like what that means?
That means she about to post more. You know, she definitely gonna give a show.
Okay.
But Fuzzy, can I ask you why? Like, I mean, I understand you say the business, right? You have a business, so that's why you're doing this.
That's why you do what I want to do.
So
I mean, what I want to do. I'm beautiful.
And I agree with that. You're a very attractive woman.
I take all type of pictures. I take headshots. I take my food pictures. I don't see none of y'all taking no food pictures in the kitchen with my refrigerator look like this. Bet you y'all don't. Bet you y'all don't. Why y'all sitting up here talking about? Hold on, I don't turn this around.
But
hold on, because
Andrea,
y'all refrigerator don't look like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Ain't nobody refrigerator looking all fruits and veggies. Y'all over there eating meat and processed food.
What the hell are you supposed to do with
before they could even get to your kitchen? They're going to have a thought about you. I don't know you.
Yes.
You seem like a lovely person.
I am.
Before they can even get to your kitchen to eat the food that you cook for them, they're going to have a
Who are these they? Who are these they?
The men that you want. Or
I don't want. I have a man. I have a man. We good. Okay. So what I'm saying is that I'm not a young single woman out here in the streets. I do not get disrespected. I don't. Men don't jump in my inbox and disrespect me. A lot of the people who've been following me for a long time, they respect me. I met Lapeef from social media. You know what I'm saying? And he hit me up. I made a meal. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. People see I cook. Hey, I want some fuzzy food. Hey, come pick it up. I got you. I've never been disrespected. I don't get disrespected in the streets. I carry myself like a lady. So I don't know, like these young girls, like with the lace fronts and the BBLs. Men don't come to me like that. I don't get disrespected. Not on my page, not in person, not doing a photo shoot. I don't get disrespected. And I'm also, if you look at my pictures, Quest, if you take a minute and look at my pictures, and you look at the message that I'm sending, I'm inspiring, I'm uplifting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you think that you're inspiring to all, right?
I inspire. I get paid to inspire.
Okay. Slow down, Andrea. What I'm saying is you think everybody doesn't receive it like that. And what I'm talking about is men particularly. When I see it here, I'm gonna go on your page right now. Yeah,
go on there. Me are my biggest audience.
I know, darling. I know, because you're showing skin, right?
I don't always show skin, but you know what, Quest? You don't know me.
I'm not.
You don't know me.
Saying I know
you. Don't know
like this ain't about
what you're saying. All I do is show naked pictures. I'm a comedian as well. It was a joke. I'm a comedian. Relax. It was a joke. They're not naked. They're not naked. They're not even provocative. They're not. Relax. Whew.
Okay, Andrea, you good, dog?
You good too. We good. We good. We good.
We good. These naked pictures you talk about, I don't see them. I don't know what we talk about here.
I don't even know. I don't know. At this point, I don't know what we're talking about no more anyway.
Okay.
He's prejudging me. He didn't even go look at my page. He don't know nothing about me.
First
All
off,
right, hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Because I follow you.
It's Sunday.
No,
Sunday.
you don't. You
Sunday.
don't follow me. If you did, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, they are bringing that Thursday energy, ain't they?
Okay. So the question that I posed to the panel.
All right, bro.
The question that I posed to the panel is, does a woman want to be checked? Let me get a couple more inputs before I get into the topic. Chanel, Siobhan, does a woman want to be checked?
I think initially that being checked can feel like a sting, even to like a woman's ego. It could feel like a sting. But if you are with a man that you trust and you love, you're going to see that as correction. And I know whenever what my husband would think I'm doing something wrong, or he may not like it, when he comes to me and talks to me, especially talking to me in a kind way or the way that I can receive it, I understand that I am able to adjust so that we can have a better relationship. And that putting in place, I don't like that term putting in place, but I would say correction is something that is needed to help your relationship thrive. And that also with good communication too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's all in how people say things, right? And I don't mind being put in my place. There are times where I do need to be put in my place sometimes. But I don't like being yelled at. I don't, it's the tone for me. If you have a tone, a certain tone with me particularly, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. I'm not going to listen to you. The conversation is going to go left really, really quick. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that if a man is scared to say something to you when you are making a mistake, it just speaks volume on the relationship as a whole. Like if I can't talk to you, you can't talk to me, it's just not going to work. So I don't mind a man putting me in my place. It's just the tone.
All right. Yeah, I didn't get to speak on it. You know, this all sounds good. Talking about y'all want to be put in place until it happens. No, you're not. Yeah, no, you don't. Y'all lying to yourselves. Let me say this. Because first of all, if it's to the point where I got to put you in your place, I done already said it multiple times. I done already means I said it more than once. It means I may have said it more than twice. I'm at the 3 or 4 mark now. And it's not going to come off the way y'all think it's going to come off, like Siobhan was saying. I don't like to be yelled at. Well, dude, if I have to put you in your place, it's the 4th time I've said something to you. Oh, I'm going to yell at you. My voice is going to elevate it because I done had to say this 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, God damn, I'm not talking to a child, am I? But that's how it feels like if I had to get to that point where I had to put you in your damn place. If I had to say it 4 times, oh yeah, my voice is going to be raised. I'm going to be a little bit upset. Very disappointed for sure. So most of y'all women don't want to be put in your place. Y'all say that until the man does. And now you're going to sit there and try to sit there and talk about it's the tone. Well, shit, if I have to tell you 4 times, my tone's going to be elevated for sure. So yeah, y'all really don't want to be put in your place. If y'all do, y'all may say, sweetheart, please do this. No. By the 4th time, it's not going to be like that. That's probably what I told you the first time, or maybe even the 2nd time. But by the 3rd time, it's not going to come out like that. So no, y'all don't want to be put in your place because, like you said, you're not going to like our tone.
But the thing is that when a woman yells, then it's like, you know, you're doing too much, and
it's because y'all do it all the time. Sometimes that's y'all normal communication is the yell.
That's not true.
I don't know what kind of woman you talk to, Hank. I don't know what kind of woman you talk to, Hank, but that's right. Not. You don't just start off yelling, you know. And as a man, I don't think men start off yelling either. So
no, and that's what I shared with you. I said probably the first 2 times we're gonna baby, come on, why ain't we getting this done? We'll come off like that. But like I said, that 3rd or 4th time, it's going to be elevated because now 3rd or 4th time, why am I saying this to the 3rd or 4th time? That's a problem.
If it's getting to the 3rd or 4th time, I think that she's just not listening to you at all. And that's where the issue is. You know, when my husband comes to me and says, hey, I didn't like when you did that or said that, I'm already processing in my head, how can I make things better? It's not getting to the 3rd and 4th time to where he's contentious with me or angry with me. So that's why I didn't like the put in the place wording, because that sounds more forceful because that's the third or fourth time, rather than correction, because he's letting me know what I didn't vibe with him. So I think, I don't know. That's just what I think.
But you know,
I say the third or fourth time, I don't mean 3 or 4 times in a row. I mean over a time period.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, okay. So if 1 month I said last month, Chanel, what we doing here? I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think we should invest into that. I don't think we should be spending that much money on such and such thing. 2 months later, you go do it again. Baby, I thought we talked about this. And then third, you know, a year down the road, you do it again. God damn it. What are we doing here?
That's an issue of respect or disrespect. She's not respecting what you've discussed before. So by that point in time, there's already an issue.
But you know what? Also, there also are men that don't say anything, right? They'll just keep it in and keep it in, and you can really not even know that you're doing something wrong, because by the time they're trying to put you in your place, you don't even know that that's irking them because they don't say anything.
That shit's bullshit. That's bullshit. Y'all testing the waters to see if he's gonna say anything. You know what you're doing, right? A lot of times, I'm not gonna say 100% of the times. A lot of times, y'all know what y'all doing, and y'all looking to see if he's gonna say something.
All right, and that brings me to the actual topic that I wanted to kind of lead into, which
Good segue. Good segue.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Quest, for you segue to it. Sometimes a woman will test you just to see if she can run over you. Sometimes a woman will test you just to see if she can run over you. Go ahead, Quest.
Hey, so you know what? Honestly, and I'm gonna keep it G, I think Fuzzy is testing you right now, testing the whole goddamn panel right now, because just the respect for the panel. Yeah, we see you, baby, we see you. But like, I mean, just the respect for the panel, like all this extra stuff going on. I know you're busy. Calm down, darling. You see what I'm saying?
I actually had already.
You're being a distraction. You're being a distraction to everybody that's watching.
I had already texted.
You're being a distraction to the panel. You see what I'm saying?
I had already texted Lapeef and said
just
I was going to log off.
Be respectful to everybody.
I wasn't trying to. I was just multitasking. I had already texted Lapeef and said I was going to log off respectfully. That is what I texted about 5 minutes ago. Then my niece and my brother came in, and I'm just really listening. And I really just wasn't paying attention. So, Quest, I really apologize. I really wasn't trying to argue with you today. I'm a little fragile right now. Got a lot going on. I wasn't trying to. I apologize to the entire panel. I love y'all, and goodbye.
Quest done made her cry. Quest, you a-hole.
She did look like she was about to cry.
No, I was joking. I really don't.
You're on mute, Quest.
No, but I really think she's dealing with something outside of this, y'all, because she's never been like that before.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Quest, you on mute.
On mute.
You're muted. You're on mute, Quest.
I don't know what's going on with her. You're right. This is completely different Fuzzy than we have ever experienced on any of the panels. Now, I will say this. All them other times, she's sitting right beside her dude in a cab of a semi-truck, right? Riding across the country and shit like that with her dude. Now, she's not around her dude. This is something different. Now, I ain't gonna say nothing other than this is different than what we normally get, but the shit was disrespectful to the panel. Additionally, she came late. That's the reason why we late. Chat ninjas, is because we were waiting on her. She said, I overslept. So now we having to wait for her. All around disrespectful, bro. So, and it speaks to the topic that we talking about. Sometimes a woman will test you just to see if she can run over you. I'm just keeping it G, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Certain things we just can't stand for. This is a professional fucking platform. Let's treat it as such. Let's show up on time. Let's be on time. Let's be respectful, not just to JR, but let's be respectful to the people that's sitting here watching. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, Fuzzy, I'm just being honest. I give you some grace, darling. I give you a little bit of grace because clearly something going on, and I hope whatever's going on gets worked out. But come on, man.
Well, Quest, let me say this, Quest.
Hold on. Let me finish this real quick. Just because something is going on with you, don't mean you can come on here and just start lashing out on niggas. Cause I know I didn't deserve what the fuck I got. That's not right. So I kind of just sat back and just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Just like what we just talked about, Siobhan. We just sat here and said, sometimes men won't say nothing. But y'all know what y'all doing. She was very intentional about what the things that she was doing right now. So I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna get back to y'all.
Well, let me say this real fast. Yeah, I give her credit because what she did do was apologize not only to us, the panel. She apologized to the chat. We seen some individuals that just wouldn't do that. We seen some individuals would tell us who gonna check me, boo. So shout out to her for being lady enough of doing that. Thank you.
And you're right. Fuzzy,
I appreciate that.
Fuzzy, I do appreciate that too. And on behalf of the chat ninjas, right, we'll give her a little bit of grace. She did apologize, so you are correct. You are 100% correct, Hank. Thank you for your apology.
All right, let's get back on the track right here. Sometimes a woman will test you just to see if she can run over you. Let's go ahead and discuss that. Go ahead, Siobhan. See, you came off the mic.
Yeah, so I think that when you're talking to a person at the beginning, I definitely think that we do try to test the men in certain situations just to see how far you can go or how far they're willing to take, because some men, they like you so much that they're willing to sometimes do whatever, just to stay on your good side. But then you have the other men that'll just kind of look at you and be like, all right, I've had enough. And that's when that tone starts to change, like I said before, right? But I mean, I'm guilty too. I do think that when I see a man that I know is gonna just let me do whatever I want, I will definitely do it. But it doesn't work because I don't like a man that I can walk all over. I just don't. It's just not going to work. I don't want to be the male in the relationship. And some men just, I'm not going to say they're not strong enough, but you can just tell that they're not your person at that point, and we're just not meant to be together. Because I don't want to be the strong one. I don't.
Go ahead, Trigger Mike. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, what are your thoughts?
So I think, I'm sorry to have to characterize it like this, but I'm just thinking, essentially I'm a traditional man, so I think very traditionally. Only wicked women test their men to see if they can run over them. If you got a bit of wickedness in you, that is your starting point. Unfortunately, modern women are very wicked. All right, so when we talk about submission, when we talk about cooperation, this is cultural. This is a lifelong lesson that people have learned not to interact with men in certain ways ever. There are women in other cultures, even women in black cultures, that serve their brothers. They don't raise their voice at their brothers. Okay, so we're not even getting to the level of husband before we get to disrespect. They don't disrespect their brothers. So when we talk about sometimes women will test you, we are talking about modern wicked women. They are out here. So, it's backwards. It's really backwards. They hustle backwards on this particular topic because what they do is get enamored by Kardashians and women in control. They believe they actually want to be in control, then blame the man for not being able to show his man-like qualities after they've picked him. So, the whole situation is backwards. And I know that this is like a modern thing women do, but I'll just say throw away the whole generation. Any woman that's out here testing you like that, I've never been tested like that. My wife has never done that to me, or else she would not have been my wife. Only wicked women perform this type of behavior.
Facts. Like my exes tested me, right? And shout out to y'all niggas, but they still single. Yep. They're still single. Okay? So my wife, don't test me. Just like Mike said, just like Trigger said, bro. If she was testing me, she wouldn't be my goddamn wife. I don't need to go through it. Mike just covered it. I don't need to go on it. There's a reason she's my wife.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead, Toya.
Yeah, I feel the same way. That's what I was about to say before Mike said it. I'm like, why would a woman want to be with a man that she feels like she can run over. So I'm not, I always want my man to be in his, when it comes to men and women, men strength is, through, physical. They're, men are very physically strong. Women, our strength comes through our mouth, the things that we can say. So I feel like when a woman is with a man and she's, trying to like go back and forth with him, like she can literally square up with him, and she can, it just is very toxic. So I feel like a woman should always want to, I mean, look, you test your man in other ways that people can't see, but not nothing to the point where you trying to go blow for blow with him, or back word for word with him. It's just a toxic energy to have. You always want your home to be as peaceful as it possibly can be. Not saying that you're not going to have disagreements, you will, but I'm not going to like start dating a person and just set out to say, oh, I'm going to do this to see how he's going to react. To me, that's just kind of evil, because it's like how you sit around and think to do something like wrong, like, bad. Like, I don't move like that. And I don't see the logic in it. But when it comes to my man, I don't ever want to feel like I can run over my man. I always want to look at him as the head, as that leader. I don't ever want to see him like in a weak, state. So yeah.
We can't make logic out of the illogical. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but that is the reason why you're a wife, Toya. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even in you to be that of which we're talking about. It's not in you, but that's why you're a wife. If y'all don't pay attention to this type of stuff, you will never reach the heights that these ladies have reached. Siobhan, I'm telling you, pay attention. Pay attention. There are multiple women that have been on the panels with you, Siobhan. Multiple. And I guarantee you can start picking, even if you didn't know their background. If you had no idea their background, you could literally just be like, she's a wife. And if not, she's probably engaged and getting ready to get married. She's a wife. She for the streets. She ain't never gonna be married. She's on the verge. She can change and be for the streets, or she could just flip on the right side of the fence and potentially find a husband, right? Like, you can, Siobhan. I'm telling you, don't be swayed by the wrong ones. Better listen to these ones. You got good examples right here in front of you, dog. I'm telling you.
But see, the thing is that just because I'm speaking on a topic doesn't mean that it's something that I'm currently doing. I think people misconstrue the fact that when I say certain things, I could be talking about something that I did in my 20s, or something that I did when I was 18, 19. But the one thing that I won't do is I'm not going to explain the timeline of when it happened, because one, I don't have to. Two, I do want to be a wife, and I will be a wife one day. But it took me a lot longer. It's taking time, and I'm okay with that. And I know that we're not promised tomorrow, but I do take whoever I'm dealing with seriously, if in fact I am dealing with a person, and that's just how I am.
All right, Chanel.
Yeah, I can speak through my own experience. I personally never tested my husband. Like, I'm gonna see what he'll do if I do this. To me, manufacturing a test is so weird to me and disingenuous, and men can see right through that. Like, let's not play ourselves, ladies. Men can see right through that. However, life will test you as an individual and as a couple. And one thing that, if you want to see how your man stands up to those things, when times like that comes along, look at him and see how he reacts. Like, when I was in the hospital earlier in our relationship, he had no, he didn't have to come and because we were so young in our relationship, but he did. He came, he had food, thank you. And he had all of those little things that made me look at him like, oh my gosh, he really, is in it for the real deal. That was the time where I actually was able to see what his character was like. Life tests you already. You do not need to manufacture something to see, oh, is he gonna put me in my place, or is he gonna let me do what I want? Like, you don't need to do any of that. Life is already gonna throw lemons at you. So I think if you just sit back, be together, communicate, those things will naturally happen, and you can see how he reacts to certain trials and tribulations in life. That's it.
All right. Hey, Hank, did you speak on this? All right.
No, not yet, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Go ahead, sir.
I look at it like this, man. Testing. Them days are gone to college. I'm not getting tested no more. This is some bullshit. Guys, if she's doing all that bullshit, leave her ass at a goddamn restaurant. Matter of fact, she don't get to make wife. She won't be my lady. She won't. I'm not, don't go for that shit. They try to play games, because that's all it is. Testing. You're playing games with me. Don't play with me. I'm not to be played with. I'm 47. I ain't got time for that shit. And no man does. So when you play them games like testing him, pushing him, trying to do certain things to see how he's gonna respond, that's some bullshit. Like Sherelle said, life's gonna do that, especially for men. We get tested every goddamn day. Society tests us. Our jobs could test us. You know what I'm saying? The world's gonna contest. Why do we need to have that in the person we're supposed to, like we said, have our peace with, who's supposed to come home and relieve of all these tests and these challenges and these obstacles? That's what y'all are supposed to. Y'all supposed to be I just don't understand, man. Why y'all ladies want to play games like that? That makes no sense to me, to test and challenge a man. Because guess what? More than likely, a man smart, he gonna get the hell away from your ass. He's gonna get the hell away from, because he ain't gonna have time to be playing these games. And he's gonna find a real one who ain't about the games, who ain't about the bullshit, and is gonna guess what? Have a marriage with her, marry her up, you know what I'm saying, put a ring on it and bless it with the last name. But the ones who's gonna sit there and play these games, yeah, continue to be single. And there's some Pookies and Ray Rays out there for you. They be ready to knock you down. They be okay with you test them. They love to be challenged. Not no real ass man.
So the real men go ahead, Trigger Mike. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Hank made a very good distinction there, because he used the word peaceful. Do you know who is trying to disrupt or test somebody who's trying to be peaceful? You know what we call them in society? A terrorist. They call terrorists, bro.
All right, look, ladies, they're right. The men are gonna see through your test that you're trying to put on, right? And while you over here testing, all he trying to do, he just like, oh, she on that bullshit, cool. I'm gonna just knock her down. I'm gonna get that pussy, and then I'm gonna slide. And then you gonna be, well, fuck, I was in the middle of my test. Test over with.
But you know what this reminds me of?
Test over with, and we got the cookies and ran.
But you know what this reminds me of? It just come across so childish and immature to be doing a test on some freaking body. This literally reminds me of, and I don't know if y'all ever, if y'all ever, well, probably not Siobhan, because Siobhan, well, maybe not Siobhan and Chanel, but I know, like, when I was in school, and like, say you had a boyfriend in school and they will play games on the phone, they'll call you on three-way with somebody, have your boyfriend on the other line, they trying to see if you're going to talk to this other person to test your loyalty kind of thing, right? So that's what it reminds me of. It's like, are we kids? Like, we're adults. Like, I don't have time to be testing people. Like, that's just too much energy being put into the wrong damn thing.
All right. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome to LAPEEF-ING Sunday. Let's make sure we get the likes up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got some super chats to get through. Give me 1 second. I appreciate everybody that's in the chat. I see there's a lot of engagement going. If you are not in the chat, or even if you are in the chat, hit the like button. Hit the like button right now. Let's get to these super chats. Let me take off this banner real quick. Oh, this was some earlier, but Tia next door said it's attractive when a man put me in my place. And I also ran across this one too. She says, yes, put me in my place, Poppy. I love it.
Yeah, somebody said they want to be dominated. Yeah, to be dominated. There you go. Hey, y'all better be careful, ladies. There's gonna be a whole group of chat ninjas in your DMs trying to come dominate.
Yeah, so the women are speaking today. G Farm says, shout out to my girl Siobhan, beautiful today. Anybody seen Kayla get curved on Ready to Love? Gregory Scotland, $5 said, can we multiply Toya times 20,000 million? That's all I can say. So some love for her. DYT France, $20 said love the panel. Thank you. Winner Summer, $10. Quest rude as fuck. If it ain't your panel, it's JR's job to take care of anything going on in the background. You always be doing too much. Be quiet, contribute to the topics. That's what you are here for.
Hey,
easy Quest, easy.
Hey, I appreciate that. You could come up on the panel and tell me that too, though. But it's cool.
Luby, $8.99. To all the ladies, you will be a wife when you get out of them streets. On a serious note, there is still a masculinity to your tone, Siobhan. I have seen some change. Keep doing the work. The goal to be fit, friendly, and what the 3F stand for?
Feminine.
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 Friendly. Yeah, there you go. DYT $2 said peace over everything. So shout out to everybody that's super chatted. Del Will, happy Sunday to the panel, by the way. Is anything else? Del Will again, $4.99. Test, this ain't school. I'll drop out on you. Have a nice life.
Exactly. Hey, shout out to my boy Dub Will, man. Chat Ninja NCO, man. Get the chat in line, man. Get the likes up.
Yeah, let's get the likes up. Let's move on to our next topic at this top of the afternoon right here. Would you recommend living with someone before getting married to them? Would you recommend living with someone before getting married to them? I'm gonna start with Trigger Mike on this. Go ahead.
All right, so this is actually a good one. So I am a traditional man, but this particular topic I do have somewhat of a non-traditional answer. In modern times, I believe that people are backwards as hell, as I said before. People do not marry people they know well, unfortunately. I believe that people are supposed to marry people that you've known from childhood, because those people will not leave you. They can speak for your character in court. You see what I'm saying? So they can say, I've known this person and their character for the entirety of my life, damn near. But people don't do that. People like to date, unfortunately. Dating is the stupidest thing that ever happened to the world, because it's really very few people make it out of it into marriage. And it's just a cycle of people having sex with each other and dating other people and dating other people. So since people like to date, that means that you are willing to engage with someone you do not know well. So in order for you to learn more about the person and their habits, you now have to move in with them to see everything. So you're not going to know a lot about a woman or a man, really, until you are in their space, their personal space, and to see how this stuff may irk you going, forward into a life of marriage. I'm gonna be real with y'all, ladies, and really y'all can say the exact same thing about men. It is that cohabitation period in which a lot of men disqualify women for marriage. I'm gonna be very blunt about that. Seeing the way a woman moves, I mean, Hink said it, I think, or Quest even said it too. Most wives have the same characteristics. They're either extremely elegant, soft-spoken, they're caring, nurturing. You're going to see all of these things in that cohabitation period, where a woman don't even take care of her own dirty drawers the correct way. That's disgusting. But you'll see that, while you're living with someone. And I think that's a big point we got to stress now. If Western women and men are going to make a habit of marrying and being with people they don't know well, you have to cohabitate with them before marriage.
All right. Let me go to Chanel. Go ahead. I seen you came off the mic.
I'm a Christian. I grew up Christian. So you already know, you just can't do that. You can't move in before. Now, I agree with Mike on the point of being with and marrying people that you've known from childhood, because that just makes more sense. But I don't think that if you're dating, which the modern way of dating is totally wrong, but if you are going out with people, courting people, I just don't think it's in your best interest. For women, it's not in your best interest to move in before getting married. I've never done that, but I just get a feeling that there is no incentive for men to actually marry you once you guys are in under the same roof. I just don't think that's a wise thing. Now, you can't date like how we're dating today, because then you're never going to get to know that person for real, for real. So there's got to be something different in the dating world where you can know who they are, they can get to know you better, but it cannot be you living under the same roof before marriage. I just disagree with that part.
So I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit, bring y'all into me and my wife's household, right? And our relationship and things that nature, right? So after me and my girlfriend at the time, right, were kicking it for, I don't know, a good little minute. Like, she basically moved in with, well, not basically, she did move in with me. She didn't have a place anymore. Like, when we were dating, like, she would either always be at my house or I would always be at hers, just based off of where we were kind of located in this particular area. She lived closer to where all the, like, the fun stuff was at. I was kind of a little bit further in the country because it was closer to my military installation, right? So on the weekends, we'd stay at her crib. During the week, she'd come stay at my house. Like, this was when we was dating. And then once we started getting real serious, then it was like she just got rid of her place and then she just moved in with me. And we dated for a while, a long while. And here we are, married. We just celebrated our 6th anniversary yesterday. You know what I mean? So so this topic specifically right here, this one right here is always one of those ones where it's like, I can see both sides of the fence, or both sides of this argument or debate or whatever. I can. But just on my side, in my particular situation, we actually live together. I wanted to be, if I'm telling y'all that, like, I have to do like some very deep dive type of vetting into a woman before I know I'm about to change my complete life. Like, my life is going to change. I'm about to spend the rest of my life with this woman, right? I need to know everything. I need to know everything. I need to know how long you're going to be on the toilet for. You know what I'm saying? I need to know everything. You know what I mean? That shit's important to me. Because I also had dated other women and I was just like, this ain't it. So I don't want to make no more wild mistakes with picking out women. So I want to be thorough in my vetting process, and actually her moving in with me, I was able to see that. I was able to see how she handles business inside a house, what she do with her funk ass drawers when she done with them, you know what I'm saying? Or how she cooks, what her bathroom looks like, you know what I mean? Like, all these things, bro. How she pick up after herself. Does she pick up after me sometimes? Or does she just let my shit just sit on the side over there or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, all kinds of shit like that. That shit is important. So I needed her to move in with me in order to see all those things.
All right, Ms. Toya, go ahead and shed some light on this for everybody. Would you recommend living with someone before getting married to them?
Okay, so I was raised that you don't play house. So I never played house. I know things are completely different nowadays, where people feel like, look, this is a huge investment. With marrying someone, I don't want to, marry them and don't know what I'm really getting myself into, because a lot of people feel as though you don't really know a person until you live with them. A lot of people feel that way. But I mean, I remember as a little girl, my mom telling me, you never play house. And now some people can look, some people get together and they stay together for years. I mean, 5, 10, 15 years before they, finally decide to get married. I mean, I know I spoke about me and my husband, we got engaged, very short, like 6 months after meeting. And I had my place, he had his place. Did I spend a night at his place? Did he spend a night at my place? Yes, we did. But as far as us like living together, we pretty much did that like right before the wedding. So we were still engaged and then we got our place together right before the wedding happened. But I do not agree with, and like I say, this is for me. I do not agree with women living with men prior to even being like engaged to them. Like, that's a lot that you're giving, because once you move into that household with that person, you are basically a wife. Okay, the papers weren't signed, but you're doing everything that a wife does. You literally are. So, I mean, do I feel like you have to live with a person before marrying them? I really don't. I mean, arranged marriages happen every day. These people meet each other for 15 minutes and they decide to stay together for the rest of their life and they still together. I mean, so I think it's dependent upon the two individuals. But me honestly, that's not something that I would do. I feel like time is something that you cannot get back. Once you give a person majority of your time, is wasted time, and wasted time to me is worse than wasted money. So I feel like as females, we really need to be more keen on who we're giving that amount of time to, because you can give 10 years to a guy and a month later y'all could break up and dude could be engaged to somebody else, because men have freaking time. Women, we don't have time like that. So when I see young ladies in their 20s and in their 30s just dating these dudes, giving them all this time, they living together, they acting like they husband and wife, but they fucking not. You don't have time to do that. Like, be very intentional about what are we doing here. And if y'all making the right moves and have a solid plan, then that's fine. But be mindful. Be very mindful.
And to add on to Toya, with the arranged marriages, these cultures have traditional roles. The men are traditional, the women are traditional. So in order for this to work, getting married not without moving in together, you have to look for a partner who has those qualities. You can't just go around dating, having sex, doing all these devil things and expect to have a godly marriage at the end of it. You gotta do it the right way in order to get the right result.
You said sex is devil. What'd you call it? Devilish.
The devil dance. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm talking about
devil things.
I'm talking about the premarital sex. Of course, sex is beautiful, but it is.
I thought it was called bumping uglies.
I don't know. Yeah. I just made that
up. And Toya, what you're talking about is what Toya was talking about is important, because you brought up, especially with the arranged marriage thing, those are joining families, and that's the reason why people need to understand that even with the cohabitation, even though I recommend it because it's just what modern people want to do, you wouldn't have to do that if you took the time to get to know someone in the proper spaces. All right, I say all the time that my father-in-law, I'm amazed by that man and the way he brought in all the men his daughters were dealing with. He's like, y'all can come here. Y'all can congregate in my house. Let me get to know you. And you'll learn about people that way through their family, what their values are. So a lot of people, and at least in modern times, want to hide their partner from their family. So that's another issue I think we deal with.
Well, let me say this. Do I believe in it? No. Look, the reason why, because my experience, I moved in with a woman and she kicked me out. And I don't ever want to go through that bullshit again.
Wait, Hank, why'd you move in with her? Why'd you move in with her?
Yeah, why you go to her place?
Because she had a kid.
Oh.
And so I didn't want, and my daughter wouldn't live with me at the time, so I didn't want to inconvenience her and the child and the school she was going to. I didn't want to do that to her. So I moved in and I said, never again. And that was my lesson learned. I said from that day forward, I would never, and I will never encourage a man to ever move in with nobody, no woman or nothing. So that was my fault. I had to take that L and I had to learn that lesson.
How old were you?
It was just a lesson I had to learn. Huh?
How old were you? I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to interrupt. I just kind of wanted to throw how
Shit, I was 23 at the time.
Oh, you was young. I'll give you.
Oh, hell no. Because I went to no goddamn 30s doing some stupid shit like that.
I was about to pull out the Uzi on your ass. Like, I'm like, wait.
Look, I was out of college, just out of college. So, you know what it is, getting some steady ass, some living booty, I was good. It is what it is. But no, I never did. But with me, no, I'm not moving in with no woman, and the woman's not moving in with me. Now, Can she stay over here for the week? Yeah, fine. I have no problem doing it now. The lady I'm dealing with, she doesn't even live in the same state as I do right now. She's moving here in the summertime, but she's just not here yet. But you look, we not doing this. Even when she moves here, she's going to get an apartment. She's not moving in with me. She's got to do her own thing. You know what I'm saying? Until it's that time. Now, when I bless her with my last name, then we're going to get a home together. So no, we're not going to stay in this house because I'm gonna rent this out like the other piece of property I got, and go from there. And we're gonna buy a home together.
Yeah,
under the name of it. But no, we not gonna. She's not gonna move in here, and that's not how we're gonna roll. So, like I said, she could stay. You know, spend time with her, stay weeks. Man, she's a teacher, so she was off for the summer. She was out here with the whole summer with me. Cool. I learned all I need to learn. But I've been knowing this woman since '94, since college, since I was a freshman in college. So this is me knowing somebody and getting to know me. I know them. I know all about it. So it's nothing new for me. But I tell my guys, get to know these ladies. Don't, like I said, don't move in and don't have her move in with you because you don't want that drama. You know, there's no need for it. You could stay with her for a week and learn a whole lot. As long as you listen and pay attention, I promise you. She's going to show you how cleanly she is, how well she is, how much she takes care of herself. I promise she's going to show you all of that good stuff.
So not every woman has drama though, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like I agree with that. I don't see every woman being full of fucking drama. I mean, let's just be realistic here. Like when Rosie moved in with me, it wasn't no drama. When she moved in, no drama. Otherwise, I'd be like, hey man, you gonna stay in your own little spot over there. You know what I mean? Hell no. Hey, and hey, be honest, bro. You just don't want her coming over there right now because you don't want to moving all that shit off your goddamn shelves back there. Yeah, she gonna replace all your little action figures with goddamn flowers and motherfucking potpourri.
No,
motherfucking pots of goddamn fragrance wood chips, nigga.
When you hear Tink talk, he's a man. No, ain't none of that happening. I don't care what. When we move in our new home, I'm gonna have my office. I promise you that. That's already in the conversation. She can have her lady room. I'm gonna have my office, and whatever I decorate my office, you're not making it feminine here. I don't have flowers. I don't have nothing feminine in here. So and she can't do that. That's not how we roll. Now you can have your own thing. I'm not going to try to come in there and control and say no. I don't think you should do that unless it's going to be something hazardous to the home where we have to call a fire inspector and get some shit changed. But we can't be doing this. The insurance not gonna cover this. We're not gonna be that's not gonna be the case. But you know what I'm saying though, Quest.
Yeah. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, Hank. I'm just glad you.
No, it's all good, baby.
I'm glad you just spruced up that room, nigga. That shit looked like an interrogation room, nigga. But at least goddamn, since I know you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I told you I don't want to hear that bullshit from you. Ain't nothing wrong. You see, I got my album, the Gap Band. It's the album of the week.
Okay, I see. What?
I was banging it earlier.
That's why I
got my Funko Pops. Even got my Chicago Bears was up at the top. They said at the top.
Hey, real shit, Hank. I'm kind of curious on why that first at 23, why she kicked you out. Was you leaving them punk ass drawers all over the house? What's going on?
No, because that was during my man whore days. But I'm reformed now. I'm a changed man.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. If you guys just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef-ING Sundays. Make sure you get the likes up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Green Gang, I see you. I see you, Mr. Elephant in the house. Salute to you guys.
Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Whoever the fuck 10 is, hey, moderators, kick this punk ass nigga out. Don't ever try my fucking wife like that. Quest wife is not loyal. Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, don't try me, bro. I'm not the one. Don't ever disrespect my wife like that, bro. Moderator, man, kick that fuck nigga out, please.
They did. They did.
Might be gone. All right. With that being said, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Got some super chats came through. Chorus Klein, $5 said, "Thank you for being a good man. Thank you for being good to me. I love you." At Robert H. So she's shouting out her boo thing. Andre Lewis with the $2 said, "Congratulations, Quest, on 6 years. God bless."
Appreciate that.
Lastly, for right now, Real 83 499 says, so y'all actually believe that signing a marriage license will keep a relationship together? Stop the cap.
Nah, so
No,
I mean, do you got time to speak on that? Hello?
No, I was just saying definitely not. It's the work that you put into it. I mean, I think that's common sense. That's just a piece of paper. It's an important piece of paper that represents the union legally that you've already been working on prior to the marriage. But you need to put that in together. If you have that mindset, then you'll probably end up divorcing. But if you're looking at that marriage license and you're working on it every day through small actions, big actions, that's when you actually create a legacy. But that piece of paper can mean nothing. It could be flying outside with the wind. But it's up to you and your spouse to actually create that legacy for your family and future generations.
So, no, a trust is the legal document that is really the most important thing, right? Because you can put anybody as a beneficiary into a trust. If I wanted to go across the street and get some random dude off the street and be like, hey, you know what? I don't feel like leaving all this that I built or whatever to my family or anything. I'm gonna leave it all to you. I could say in there, I don't feel like leaving it to my wife and children. I want to leave it to this random dude across the street. So I think the trust would probably be the most important document, right? Even wills, they have to be validated by judges and things of that nature. I don't want to drift off into a whole nother topic or whatever. Wills and things like that have to be validated by judges. A trust there's no validation needed outside of who's in the trust, right? So I think if we're talking pieces of paper that's important, I think that would be important. Now, I agree with Chanel. The work that you put into the marriage is what keeps it together, not the legal document that you get from the courthouse. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of want to touch on that just a little bit. I can go deeper, but I know we got other shit to talk about.
Yeah, and I think what the young man have to understand too is what you value may not be what the next person value. I value being married. So that it's not just a piece of paper to me. It may be a piece of paper to somebody that don't look at marriage the same way, and we're all different. So if you're okay with living with someone for years prior to marrying them, then that's fine. If that's what you're okay with doing, and if she's okay with doing that as well. Not saying that we're all going to move the same way, because we're not. We all speak on our own experiences and our opinions. For me as a woman, I'm not going to live with somebody for a numerous amount of years before he figure out that he wants to marry me. And I think as men, what y'all need to keep in mind is, would you want your daughter to do the same thing that you're asking of? Because if it's okay for you to do it, it should be okay for your daughter to do the same thing. Are you fine with your daughter living with a guy for 5 years, him dicking her down? Because let's be honest, they're not sleeping in separate rooms. Are you okay with your daughter moving in that same manner? So let's not just call it a little piece of paper, my little Louisianan brother. It's more than just a piece of paper to people that value it. I value being a wife. I value my marriage. So it's more than a piece of paper.
Yeah. And, for those who like statistics, I believe the couples who are married, who live together prior to marriage, they have about, I'd say maybe a 20% more chance of divorce. Look that statistic up. I'm not saying that you're doomed for divorce. I'm not saying that. But there is a higher chance. Now, I personally think there's a spiritual component to that. God does not want us to do that. And I know y'all probably don't like me preaching, but it's true. So, really take a look into that, and the premarital sex too. That also has a component to it too. And yeah, with Toya, do you want your future daughters to be with a man like that? Is that something that you see for your future daughter?
We know, Quest, your situation is different, okay?
Why is it though? Why is my situation different?
But that's because of your woman and the communication that you guys had in the very beginning. And that's why I said, when people have a plan, when you meet someone and you're saying, this is what I want, this is what I want. People are dating with intentions, that's different. My issue is women that's literally living with guys for 5-10 years. That's a lot of time. And like I always say, women, we can't play with our time like that. We can't. Men can do that. Ronald Isley's wife is what, 45, I think? Men can do that. Men can say, "Oh, I'm ready to get married," and they can. Women can't do that. You think I'm married now? But let's just say, God forbid, I'm single, 40 years old, on the dating market with 2 kids. You think niggas gonna be hunting down for a 40-year-old with 2 freaking kids when he could go grab him a 25-year-old with no kids? Let's be honest. So it all boils down to time. People can do what they want. Just like we talk about women wearing wigs. Women wearing wigs still get married out here because there's people who like it, who's okay with it. Like Fuzzy said, she dressed provocative. There's men who don't have an issue with that. There's always somebody for somebody. Always, okay? But like I always say, for me, I ain't playing house. I'm not playing house. Not saying anybody else think how I think, but nah.
And Quest, you
also got to set the expectations. You have to do that. A woman's got to set the expectation that you want to get married. If you're gonna sit there and allow it to happen, it's gonna happen. I mean, let me do it. Shit, I'm gonna sit back and play house if you want to, and I'll be okay with that. But if you set the expectations, now I got to move and I got to adjust differently.
Right.
I can't move like, okay, well, eventually I know I'm gonna have to put a ring on the finger, else she's no longer gonna be with me. So you have to set the expectations that you want that. Now, if you don't, you can't sit there and talk about waiting 8 years down the road. Well, I think we need to get married now. Ah, damn, it's too late now, baby. You common law marriage now. You screw it. What the hell we doing it now for? We played this long. Might as well finish it out.
Hey,
so you got to set the expectation off jump.
Hey, wait, hold on. Before you ask your question, Chanel, I want to highlight something that's in the chat. Said dedicated to my children's future. I really think Toya has the ability to inspire the next generation, I think, of women. It kind of scrolled up too fast for me. Can you bring that up on the screen, JR? Like, because we were talking about inspiration earlier, and like Toya, I couldn't agree more with that statement. I really couldn't. Like, you do have the ability to inspire this generation of young women, like these modern women, if they can just listen to you, man. That's why I keep saying, I know Toya, I mean, you got stuff going on, you got a household that you're running, you being a wife to your husband, things like that. But I'm telling you, you should have your own show, man. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Toya need to have her own show. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Toya need to have her own show, bro. This is
Let me add to that. So it's Toya and Shula. Yeah. So remember, we talked about inspiration. This is inspirational, and I also want you to understand that these 2 women are wives. You will hear me say on multiple platforms that wives have the same characteristics and qualities. The rest of y'all, if you do not embody or emulate these qualities, are by definition for the streets. Men do not. If you're wondering what problems men have with commitment, their nature cannot allow them to commit to a woman who does not have these qualities. Something in them is going to say, I don't want to put my last name on this. I don't want this woman for life unless she has these qualities that the women on the panel today are embodying. So thank you for that.
Yes. Chanel, go ahead and ask your question. I'm sorry, darling.
Well said, Mike. And I was just going to say, based on your background of what you said you and your wife went through, I do think you are different, just like Toya said, because you had an intention. And a lot of women, for some reason, can't tell their man's intention. But if you can see that man's intention, maybe moving in prior is not a bad idea for you, not for me.
Right.
But if you are not Christian or believe that that's right for you, you need to be sure that your man has that intention to get married. And I believe from what you've shared today, Quest, that you've had that intention. So you were like, I want to get married. I just need to make sure that this woman is who I want to marry. But I want to get married. That's the vibe I get from you. But a lot of women can't tell their man's intention. So I think it's beneficial for men to move in with a woman, but I don't think it's beneficial for women to move in with a man prior to marriage because of time, what Toya said, and also the spiritual component. So you just have to know if your man wants to actually get married to you.
So just to confirm your ideas, you are absolutely correct. I know a lot of the chat already know because I done said it before, but I'll just say it real quick. I was very intentional about when I first met my wife. We were talking on the phone. It's like, I'm like, hey, look, I'm looking for somebody I can spend the rest of my life with. I'm not out here playing games or anything like that, right? So if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, I'm not the right nigga for you. I'm not the right nigga for you. I'm the dude that's I was very intentional about what it was that I wanted and helping her understand what it was that I wanted, right? So yeah, you're absolutely right. Just to confirm your thoughts. That's just confirmation right there. So yeah.
All right. That being said, I had a couple more super chats that came through. Wealth, financial consulting, $9.99. Wife school with Toya. We need that. And then rebellious videos, $2. I'd rather hunt Toya down than these chicks today. So Toya with a lot of praise.
Yeah.
From the viewers. So shout out to you.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get to the meat. Let's go ahead and get to the meat. I want to start off by asking you guys this question. Was your father perfect?
No.
No.
Very imperfect. Very imperfect.
My daddy was not perfect. Nope.
When I asked that question about perfect, like, how do you guys view that? Like, what's perfect and what's not perfect?
God is perfect.
Amen.
Anton touched on this at the Atlanta Live show, right? Like he talked about being the perfect husband for his household, and he says in his words, he's perfect. I've thought about that a lot since the Atlanta Live show, because who can determine what is perfect inside of each other's households? Like in my household, who can determine what the perfect quest looks like in this household? Nobody, except for the person I'm sharing this household with, or the two people I'm sharing this household with, my son and my wife. Right. So when it comes to our parents, right, like, who can determine whether or not our parents were perfect? The only people that can determine whether or not they're perfect is the children that's in the household. So I personally didn't have the perfect father, by no means, but that's not to suggest that there aren't fathers out here that, even though it don't look like it to the niggas across the street, right, that wasn't perfect inside of his household. I hope I did what Anton or did any justice to what Anton said in Atlanta. But he spoke on this, and I challenge y'all to go back and take a look at that.
Yeah. So, I mean, perfect, I believe, by definition means free of faults and defects. So, no, my father was not perfect, but I kind of want to take it to that ethereal definition where it's like absolute and complete. That can also mean perfect. And one of the things I see in certain groups, like, certain cultures, where there's like a checkbox, an objective list of what a father is supposed to be. And I believe that you can have more perfect results when the men are dependable and consistent and showing up to meet those objectives. So in that sense of, absolute and complete, I believe many people can have what we call perfect fathers, because you can set your watch by those men. You know culturally what to expect from them, right? My father was very traditional, very strict and all of this, but he showed up for his family. You knew exactly his response to everything. Okay. A lot of my behavior, or I should say lack of behavior, or lack of the things I did wrong, were based on his punishment, because he was always absolute about what he would do. So I think if we're thinking about, of course, he was not free of any faults. That's true. But I think we need to look at fathers and parenting in general as saying, some people are complete parents. And if we project them out there to be complete and perfect in that sense, they'll give the blueprint for what other parents are supposed to be. Right now in modern times, people are trying to create their own definitions of being the perfect parent. And it's not anything near to what I had or what kids who have great outcomes in life have. So.
Well, I know my dad wasn't perfect. I spoke on it many times on this show. So, nah, he wasn't perfect. I wish but it just wasn't in him.
I was listening to Quest speak about what happened up in the Atlanta show, and the thing that I wanted to highlight was, it was kind of speaking in the future, like what you grew up to be. But at some point in time, if we are all flawed, like when do you become perfect? Because if nobody is perfect, you have to get to that point, right? There had to be something where you clicked, and sometimes people can be perfect in one thing and not perfect in other aspects of their life because they just haven't got there yet. So, would you guys say that there's no man that is perfect? Is it safe to say that?
Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, like if we're being honest, like no, there's no man that's perfect, but everybody's definition of a good man is going to be completely different. So, like if I'm looking back at my father was not perfect at all, you know. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about my biological father. Okay, so when he talks about that, I completely understand what he's talking about. My dad waited until I was 40 to try to come back into my life, which I allowed him to, because I believe you give people chances. My dad was affected by an era that we all are very well aware of in the Black community. But when you hear me talk about my dad, I'm actually speaking of my stepfather. Okay, so I was raised by my stepfather. He married my mom when I was 2 years old, and that's my dad. I don't call him stepdad. I call him my dad. That's my daddy. That's who raised me. I mean, is he perfect? No, he's not perfect. But there's a lot of good about him. Just him alone marrying my mom with a child. So no man is free of fault. No man at all. But there are men that good outweighs what we look at as bad, which is minute compared to other things. So as a child being raised is certain things that I did not experience being raised in New Orleans. I didn't experience majority of the things that my classmates experienced being raised in New Orleans. I went to a school that had school shootings. I lived in some bad areas, but my father, and when I say father, I'm speaking of my stepdad. My father made it to whereas we had a comfortable life in a very rough city. So for that, I appreciate him. I tell him this on a daily basis. I congratulate him. I thank him. I tell him I love him. I don't look at men as being perfect because nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. There's things about me that I'm still trying to work on for myself. We all have our little demons, but I do applaud my father for being the good man that he was to my definition of a good man.
Okay. All right. I want to play this clip real quick and then I'll ask some additional questions. Let me play this.
Man, I watch men do it all right. I watch men do it all wrong. I watch men do it all wrong and get it right. And all you gotta do is just again, you gotta be open to receiving it. Like people want to listen. There is no such thing as a good man. It's just bad men trying to do good.
I like that one.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's a high one right there.
And then when those men are trying to do good, you got to be on your good man shit to receive the good. And everybody get that. Some of us it take a little longer. Some of us it take a little longer in certain areas. Because although I might be solid over here, I might be lacking over here. And that's because we're imperfect ashalars. We are not perfect. The grand creator is constantly molding us and shaping us into the pattern in which he desires for us to be. Now, see, we got our own twist to it. We want to do our own thing. But it will always give way to his will. But.
All right, so go ahead.
Word salad level 1000. What the fuck is this man even talking about, dog? What is this man talking about?
I don't know.
I'm gonna let you next, brother, but this nigga word salad 1 trillion level. Chat ninjas, put a 1 in the chat if that everything he just said. Put a 1 in the chat if that shit was word salad. Go ahead, floor is yours, JR. My bad, bro.
All right, Quest, go ahead and tell me your thoughts about it. Tell me, outside of the word salad, tell me what it is that you heard and what you disagree with.
Like, this man just came up with coin phrases. There is no good men. There's only bad men trying to do good. Like, did you get this in the inside of a Cracker Jack box, bro? Like, get the what? Like, I'm surrounded by good men. I'm surrounded by good men. I don't know who the fuck is in this man's circle, but I am surrounded, like my everyday life, I surround myself with good men. I love it. We can hold each other accountable. When I think he said something about, well, I might be great over here, but on this side, I might be lacking. Okay. That don't make you bad.
I'm gonna tell you how I read it, and I don't think he was talking about current. I think how I looked at it was that, like, as you growing to be the man who you are, like, there are some things that you learn along the way, and you may grow faster in certain areas. So, I mean, that's the way that I took it. I didn't take it that he was surrounded by these men now, but I just took it as.
Hey, you muted, JR. Go back. Back up.
Is it safe to say that you are not the man that you were like 15 years ago? Like, would you say that you're a better man now?
Absolutely. I'm a better man. I wasn't a bad man back then, though.
Right. So, like, he highlighted that he knew men of all kind, but that's not the story for everybody. So that may have been your story, but there may have been some men that may have been bad and they turned it completely over. There may be some men that went to jail and all they know is jail, so they go right back to jail. So I just looked at it as though he was highlighting like different variations of how men were and the road it took for them to be who they are now. That's the way I took it.
So I can respect your perspective and your point of view on how you pull what you pulled from out of what he said. But what he said was there are no good men, just a bunch of bad men trying to do good. That to me speaks for all of us.
That's the angle you're going at it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's pretty much blanket all us in there. I'm like, that's just fucking stupid. And I'm surrounded, like I said, I'm surrounded by good men. Like I would never disservice these dudes. Like, this guy. Okay, so the Fight Right Foundation, right? Her husband was present at all her chemo treatments and taking care of the kids. Like, these are good men. They're good men out here. Like, I refuse to put myself in a circle with bad dudes. I can't. I ain't doing business with you. I ain't kicking it with you. I ain't sharing a bottle with you. I ain't none of that. None. So I just hate to suggest that just like we're all bad, though. Like, that's just. And I know we're not speaking in absolutes, but how he said what he said, JR, was very absolute. Like, it just was. I mean, I could be off base. I'll let y'all go. I'm sorry.
All right. I do want to get some other perspectives on how you guys viewed the video. Go ahead,
Siobhan. Yeah, I didn't agree with him in saying that they're all men are bad. I don't think that. I do think that there are a handful of men that just make really bad decisions. And some of them just don't know. Well, I can't say that they don't know that they're making a bad decision, but that's all they know in that moment. And they don't have anybody teaching them, I'm like Toya. I was very blessed to have my father, who was my stepdad, be an amazing man and to step up and do what he needed to do. But everybody doesn't have that. Everybody doesn't have a father to call. Everybody doesn't have someone that they can lean on that's a father figure in their life to make good decisions and to lean on in a case of where they may make a bad decision. But to just say all men are bad, I think it's wrong. I feel like it's rude and disrespectful. And I don't know. I really do think that if you have somebody, just at least one person that you can lean on and listen to and to, congregate with in any way, shape, or form, I think that the world would be better and it would be safer for women as well.
You're on mute, Quest.
Somebody in the chat had a point, right? And she said, like, not all men are bad, but Quest doesn't truly know, the upbringing of each one of these dudes that he surrounds himself with. You do have a point there, right? But in the space that these men are in right now, the space that they're in right now, they are not bad. I would venture to say, just based off the character that I'm surrounded, the characters of these men currently, that it would be impossible for these men to be bad men even 15 years ago, like what JR is saying. But you do raise a good point.
I do. No, I was just about to say, I do believe that all men are imperfect. But I do believe that there's good in everybody. And a lot of times people have, growth spurts to go through. So, and I commend, I absolutely commend people, who actually grow in life. Because, some people just stay stagnant and they don't do any growth. So like when I see these stories of like, like a young man who, matter of fact, like the guy from, I think he's actually from New Orleans, the Wall Street guy. He was literally in jail when he found out about like, money and stocks and all that kind of stuff. And he got out and now he has a whole platform with educating people about money. So I do believe that people can grow, because that's what life is about. It's about growth. So, as far as like all men being bad, I do not believe that all men are bad. I do believe that, all men are, imperfect. So, that there is, faults can happen, but I do believe that there's good in everybody. And as long as you weren't, like, you could have been in a bad spot and you've grown from that situation, and now you're in a better place. So I do believe that.
And being good or bad is just a choice. You choose to be good, you choose to be bad. And without the good men that we have in this world, us women, we wouldn't be safe at all. So there are lots of good men that protect us, whether it's our fathers, brothers, husbands. So yeah, there are really good men.
Yeah. So I think that guy, his perspective is fundamentally flawed, because research suggests that people are inherently good and nonviolent. So you have to look at it that way. People are inherently good and nonviolent. If people were inherently bad, or more specifically men, if they were inherently bad, we would not have civilization. The reason we are able to live in a civilization in which children go to school every day and all of this is because we don't have bad men terrorizing everything every single day. The reason we're able to have neighborhoods, the reason why your neighbors, look after your children when you're not there, is because people are inherently good. There are just circumstances and triggers in this world that lead people to do bad things. Now, another reason this is fundamentally flawed, if people were, or men in general, because men have power, right? Men have influence and are able to manipulate society. That means if every man was inherently bad, we would be holding every person born back from society and only promoting good people into certain parts of society. But rather, we have a free society in which we punish bad people and put them in jail. So people are inherently good. You expect people to learn about the place where they live, learn about their society, and function among it. You leave people free to do that because people are inherently good and nonviolent, and you punish the people who go against that. So yeah, I think that was I think, he was trying to be poetic with it and, make his own point. And I can see what he's saying as far as men being imperfect, but men are inherently good. Trust me. If you want to see what it looks like for men to terrorize a society, this is literally going on in other countries, in which the circumstances in which those men live is is causing them to terrorize the society. All right, so yeah, that's my take on it. Of course, men are,
and that's true, good. Mike. Yeah, that's true what you're saying, because Logic always speak about this. Logic always say how we live in police police run states, and that gives us the opportunities and the luxuries to leave out our house when we want to. And not saying that we can't come across violent acts of crime, but for the most part we have the luxury of saying, hey, I feel like eating such and such, and just leave out when it's dark. When in some areas they try to just stay inside when it's dark. So for the most part, we appreciate the men that allow us to have those luxuries, because that is a luxury.
You know what I would be like if I was a bad man? Especially like the things that I know. Like I would, you right, terrorizing. I would terrorize his entire
our skill set, bro, we would terrorize
Come on, dog.
everything.
Come on,
if
man.
I was a bad man, it'd be like bad news.
Yeah, everything's relative. Everything is relative. Just like what you're just talking about. Yeah. Come on, man. We're good dudes. We're all good men. Get out of here. We might do some bad things every now and then, but we good.
Yeah. I did want to. I had a couple more points. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I didn't get an option. I don't know. Y'all talking about good man. I'm a great man. I'm not selling my goddamn self short for shit. I'm great as great can be. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, but the average, like I said, the average person is good. Now, have we made some, I guess, bad decisions in our life? Yeah, I'm sure we all have. Make some decisions we regret, or some mistakes that we've done in our life, which we didn't do. I'm sure of that. But as far as saying overall we're all bad, no, I couldn't say that. I couldn't say it at all. Like I said, I'm a reformed man whore, so I know I did some bad shit back in the day. So, but I'm a changed man. So and now I'm great. Thank God for making me great.
All I heard was you're a changed man, and thank God for making me great.
Yeah.
Hank, you're a good dude, dog. Straight up. Everything that I've seen, you're a good dude.
Man, you selling me short, Quest. I'm great. Hey, I'm a great dude. Now don't do that.
You're a great dude. You're a great dude.
Right
just
on.
Stop lying to these hoes. See, just stop lying to these hoes, Hank.
No. I ain't gonna stop lying to the hoes. The hoes don't get the lies. You man, ladies, y'all get nothing but the truth from me. But you hoes.
There you go.
Yeah, like I did want to kind of shift it, like before we get up out of here, I just want to kind of get you guys' opinion on this. So overall, you can be a good man, right? Overall. And then you might have some things that you may need to work on. At what point in time does a man recognize he needs to change? Is it that because let's face it, if you didn't have a father present, or if you didn't have like a male role model, or maybe you just didn't pick it up, like you would never know that you was doing something incorrect or something wrong, or it could have been a better way. Maybe you might have just been stubborn, or maybe you haven't seen anything that would inspire you to be able to do it.
Good example.
Go ahead. Like I do believe that.
I think I'll start on.
Okay, go ahead, Trigger Mike. Go ahead, Trigger.
No, go on. I'll finish the thought. I'm sorry.
You kind of threw me off a little bit, but I think I was saying something along the lines. I think we got a delay.
He got a delay. Hey, look, I told us that auntie internet. Hey, reboot, baby. Go ahead, JL.
I don't know. He might start talking again. We probably got to wait another 5 seconds just to make sure. But the only thing that I was saying is that sometimes there's a moment, or there may be somebody that may actually reach you. I mean, think about how we communicate. And I think Humble Dad said this on King Talk before, that when he teaches students, he learned that you can't teach everybody the same way. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you may have to cater to people differently. Maybe you got to word it. Maybe they don't have a big vocabulary. Maybe you just got to the goal is to reach them. And even these conversations that we have, that's why I like to have different perspectives, because it may have been something that we all may have missed, but somebody on the panel may be able to highlight it. A lot of times people speak about solutions, and it's like you have to identify the problem first in some cases before you can even get to a solution. There may not be a solution if you never recognize it as being a problem. So just having the conversations, you might like, damn, I never even looked at it that way. So how does a man recognize change in your opinion? or can he recognize change later? Because what people often would say is that there's a pattern. Like people are so quick to put a label on somebody and say they have a pattern of doing these things. To me, I think anybody can change in any given moment. And I think that sometimes it takes something. It could take somebody. It can take, maybe they just made up in their mind and said, you know what, I had enough of this shit. Like I want to be better. But let me just get you guys' thoughts about it.
Yeah, so go ahead, Toby.
I think that it comes with age too. I think that, you know, there are, you know, statistics that show that there are men that really don't kind of understand themselves and what they're actually doing until they get to a certain age. Now, I'm not a man, so I don't particularly know. But I do know that you can tell, you know, between somebody that's like 40 something, or you see somebody that's 30 that's just not fully developed in every way just yet, because they're still trying to learn the same way like me in my 30s, I'm trying to learn. So that's what I think about that. Quest, you can go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're all right. You're all right. So I think experience is what drives change, right? Like, so if I didn't have certain experiences, negative experiences, it may not have forced me to think that, hey, I need to change these way I'm moving, my thought process on different things. Usually it's something negative that was the catalyst to inspire you to change, right? So if dudes is out here, and we'll just talk about men, for example. If we out here sleeping around and doing all the worst shit, you know, when we find out all right, I gotta slow this shit down. When we fuck around and get somebody goddamn pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy happened, you know what I'm saying, that we didn't want. Then it inspires change. That's just an example. But typically it inspires change, right? Like, so, I mean, experience is going to be the catalyst for that. So go ahead.
Go ahead, Chanel. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, sometimes just being sick and tired of being sick and tired brings about change. So you're going to say the same thing? It brings about change when you're like, listen, I've been in the same position for umpteen years. I need to do better. You know, for me, for my career, I hated where I was, working the office life and just, where am I? Who am I? Until I took the leap of faith. I moved abroad. I taught English abroad. I learned a second language, and I opened up my horizons and I changed my life. You know, I got closer to God, and I was able to reap the benefits of just taking the plunge and doing something new. And now I'm like, well, it took me so long. I should have done this years ago. So being sick and tired of being in the same position can bring forth change as well.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you, Chanel. I mean, yeah, I was in corporate America and I got so tired of sitting behind that desk. Lord. Okay. And it does take a lot to have that leap of faith to be able to do that, because you can think about every which way of how things can go wrong. But I think if people look at the positive things and the outcome and where you'll end up, I think if we look at that point particularly, we would be happier. Our society would be happier. People are working these jobs because they have to, not because they want to. And some people are lucky and blessed to love their job. But how many of us actually love our jobs?
So for me, y'all, I was thinking it's more of like a mindset. And the reason why I say that is because I think for a man, like if he's thinking about changing something, I'm thinking either is one thing, either him, like Chanel said, like, you know, tied, you know, sick and tired, or secondly, it's affecting the ones that he loves. So that was like kind of like my take on it, like a whole, like just having like a mindset shift, because either my behavior is not warranting the results that I'm looking for, or I'm hurting the ones that I love the most. So that's honestly why I feel like maybe that could bring on a change for a man. Like we could say with like in a relationship or a marriage, like if a person is like a repetitive cheater or something. I mean, that's the extreme, but just if this person is constantly cheating on his wife or a significant other, and she's like, I'm sick and tired, and she's sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? So then like he don't want to lose her, and then he's like, okay, I got to do some work on myself, because majority of the time, if somebody's just like repeatedly doing it, something is wrong with them, like something is off. So then he see, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't want to jeopardize this situation. That he's going to make that change. That's going to make him have to do a lot of self-reflect, to make that type of change. So I do believe that change comes with your mindset and the way you think about things and your outlook on life. And if you want to have better results, you'll change the way you think about a lot of things. I'm sorry to use that extreme, but I mean, it's just like just a quick example, because Black men don't cheat.
All right.
Hey,
So,
Mike.
Yeah.
You need to change those batteries, my man. It's beeping all on the stream. It's like beep. You better go get your AA batteries and change that.
I say somebody in the chat.
No, it's 9-volt. Most smoke detectors are 9-volt batteries. Siobhan, stop.
Man, I just changed my
Hey, look. Don't even know what the hell she's talking about.
I've actually never changed one.
She said double A.
I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Look.
She's talking about a remote.
Double A.
My dad is abroad right now. I had to come here and change my mama car battery. I was like, Mom, you just been driving a spare car? So yeah, I might fix that before I leave today. I'm not sure if it's me.
That's right.
But,
hey, get them together, Trigger Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, all day. So on the topic, I'm gonna have to disagree with most of everybody, because there are a few things you gotta look at what's constant. You gotta look at what's constant. When it comes to men and our ability to change, or lack of ability to change, there's one thing that's constant in every society in the world. How much you enable men will determine if they change or not. Now, let's get it straight. Every man will not change. That's why we have the 1%. That's why we have rich people and poor people. But the one thing that is constant is if you enable men. So I want y'all to this is my ultimate message. Having no choice is the ultimate motivator. People will change. The catalyst for change is having absolutely no choice but to. That is when people will change. That's when the fork in the road appears for a man. And some men go down that fork that says, yes, I need to make a change to keep what I have, to keep my family together, to acquire my assets, or keep my assets, or I'm not going to do it. I'm going to lose everything I have. People change when they have absolutely no choice. What I heard, basically everybody on the panel, because y'all are good people, y'all change, with for minimal things. You recognize defects in yourself and decided to make change. Most people don't decide to do anything. They have no choice but to. Okay. And that's what we realize every single day when it comes down to men and our choices. When the government telling you ain't got no choice, when you're about to be homeless if you don't make this change, that is why men are constantly self-improving, is because we have no choice. Who are most of the homeless people in the world? They're men. You see what I'm saying? So I usually hear women say things like women are better at self-improvement than men. That's not possible, because women are enabled in society. All right. Society will give you things they will never give a man. You have a child, they will give you housing. You have another child, they will give you money. Do they do all of this if a man is around? No. So, we have to self-improve in order to survive. And that's where our change comes from. If you want survival, it's always that fork in the road of having no choice but to change.
And what I was going to say, just piggyback off what Mike said, I didn't make a lot of changes in my life until it was life-changing events going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I became a father. I said, I don't want to be what my dad was to me. So I got to make sure I'm going to be in my kid's life, in my daughter's life at the time. I can't be that guy. I can't be the absentee father. I don't want to be the weekend father. That's not what I want to be. So it took a life-changing event to make me even think like that. And that means, okay, I can't work as much. I can't stay and hang out as much. I can't go to the spots no more like I used to. I got to eliminate certain friends and family members because of the lifestyle they was living that could be detrimental to me and my freedom. And so I had to do something different. So life-changing events made me make some changes in my life. So definitely I agree with what you're saying, Mike.
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in?
We waiting on the next topic, JR. We got plenty of time.
No. Ain't no more topic, bro. Ain't no more topic. Super chat real quick though. Luby says una for Toya. So double bill $10. If you're being literal, then no man is perfect. But for me, I look at who I would substitute in my dad's place, and I can honestly say no one. Therefore, he was the perfect dad for me. Shout out to Doug Will for the support. Real 83 499. I'm your age, Toya, 1983. She need to prove herself to be wifey. My soon-to-be wife lived with me for 3 years, and she proved herself to be wifey. So we have somebody that's going against the grain with some of the people that's on the panel. They said they lived together, such as Quest did, and they were able to.
Just curious, Real 83. How long have y'all been married up to this point right now? Just curious, and you don't have to answer. I'm just curious.
Well, he said my soon-to-be wife.
Okay, my bad.
They're not married yet, but
okay, all right, good. Hey, shout out to you, brother, and I wish you and your soon-to-be wife the best, bro. For real, I really do.
New member Joshua Jackson, welcome to the Green Gang. Salute to you. Go ahead and use those emojis and stay tuned for special things that come for members only. Luby A99, we all tell the ladies not to use anecdotal examples. And Brother Quest, that is what you just done with your response to the video. We are not born good men. We grow into good men.
Nigga, I was born good, cuz. Yes, you're right. I was that was anecdotal. No, you're right. That was very anecdotal, and you're right. We always tell the women not to do that, and I definitely did that. So shout out to you for holding me accountable. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's good to get different perspectives. Because when I looked at it, is that we all are in constant growth, and sometimes we think we're doing some shit good, and we can do it better. And that might not be highlighted into a later age, even in your adulthood. So I think the fact that you open to receive it, as he said, because some people you can tell them something and you just can't tell them nothing. In their eyes, they are perfect. They do nothing wrong. They got all the answers. But I think it's just cool to have an open mind to be able to change and adjust, because with different people require different things too. So you may have been doing it one way with this particular person or this crowd, and then as you network and as you get married and date, some of those ideas that you had shift to change, and it's going to be up to you whether you want to sacrifice, bend a little bit, meet 50-50, 60-40, however you want to do it in order to make that commitment work. So with that being said, Siobhan, wake up.
I'm up. I'm just not feeling good.
Oh shit! You gotta take some vitamins. You know, you always like you too young to be talking about something. I'm not feeling good. You should be like.
Ever since I came back, my body just.
Not that food you cooked last night is for that dude. You didn't poison my man, did you?
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
All right. With that being said, man, hit the like button on the way out. Shout out to the sponsor, T Chanley, again. I appreciate the panel for their perspective. Shout out to Baby Quest. The link that's posted at the top of the chat. Click the Instagram. Go to the Instagram page. Click the link, and make sure you guys donate. It's for a good cause.
Please. Thank y'all, man. Thank you so much, JR, for posting that in the chat too. Thank you.
Like anytime. Sage Talk with Lee will be happening today at 3:00. Stay tuned for that. I will be posting that shortly. And again, thank you guys for your support. Chat Ninjas, I see you. Until next time, man. We out.
Chat Ninjas, disassemble!
There you go.